Attention.
Attention.
Sam the Cooking Guy's Black Friday sale is here.
Beaches.
That's right, Black Friday is here and we're throwing the biggest sale we've ever had. Get all the details later in the video. It's the morning of Thanksgiving and you get a phone call from your cousins where you're supposed to be going for Thanksgiving dinner, and fortunately the baby's sick. They're calling it off. What do? You pull off your own crazy, delicious, magical Thanksgiving in about, 2.5 hours. One trip to the store, you come back, perfection. How do we do it, you wonder? I don't know, how do we do it? Okay, I know. Here's how we do it. You're a little bit organized. You follow what I'm gonna do. We swap out turkey for chicken. Or is it the other way around? We swap out chicken for the turkey. Don't be disappointed.
No, you swap out turkey for chicken.
We're swapping out the turkey and replacing it with chicken. Now listen, before you go, but Sam, it's all about the turkey. I say bullshit to that. How often do you have turkey in a year? Boys.
Once.
Wait, how often do you have chicken?
Like every week.
There you go, every week. That means people like chicken more than they like turkey. They're doing the turkey thing because it's the tradition. Well, guess what? The morning that you get the call saying you can't go, you got to come up with your own Thanksgiving, the turkeys you're going to find are going to be A, frozen, and B, difficult to pull off in time, or B, fresh and really expensive. Neither of those propositions I like. Here's what we're doing. Roast chicken with vegetables. Spatchcock takes about an hour. We're doing mashed potatoes that are fantastic. We're doing sausage stuffing, yes. We're making our own gravy from scratch, yes. We're making biscuits, cheating a bit, yes. And we're making not a pecan pie, but individual butter tarts that have pecans in them. Look the same, eat the same, taste the same, but smaller. And a cranberry margarita to bring it all together.
Can't hear it right now, but the crowd is going wild.
The crowd's going wild.
I can hear them at home.
Listen, it's daunting. We're doing it in here because I need oven space, whatever. We're gonna start with the two things that you can make ahead of time. The gravy and the stuffing. First things first, a heating up pan, a little drizzle of oil, and this is a pound of spicy Italian sausage that we're gonna cook. We're just gonna break it up, not into tiny baby pieces. You want the chunks to be sort of recognizably sausage. Once it cooks a bit, it's easier to break up. And in this other pan, we'll start melting a 1/4 cup of butter. This will be our gravy. Meanwhile, I'm staying on my sausage. I only need to cook the sausage until it's cooked through. Then we take it out. And it's about halfway done, just like this. Look at this, almost there. And when the color is out of the sausage, this is what we're gonna cook our stuffing in. This is a unopenable, took a lot out of me. A bag of stuffing, the store-bought stuff. You buy this, just like that. We'll add our sausage to this. Fantastic. And by the way, if it wasn't obvious, if you don't want sausage in your stuffing, then don't put it in. I think it adds a lot to the flavor of the whole thing. And if you've got vegetarians, feel free to use the Beyond or Impossible sausage. I think you'll find in a stuffing, it'll be really good. Our pan goes back on the heat. We're gonna add 2 sticks of butter. I know this seems like excess, but you're making a bunch of stuffing. I could have cut the bag in half, but we're gonna be just fine with this. I'm just gonna break these up so they melt a bit faster. And they're gonna melt down. In the meantime, we're gonna add a cup of diced yellow onion and a cup of diced celery. And this is all gonna start to soften in here. In the meantime, we can start on our gravy. Just let that melt. Our gravy begins with 1/4 cup of melted butter and 1/4 cup of flour. And for those keeping score at home, yes, we're making a roux. And this, we will just mix till it's smooth. And when it starts to bubble, we're gonna add 2 cups of chicken broth slowly. I love how it seizes up right away. But you're doing it slowly to make sure there's no lumps. If you throw it all in at once, you're probably gonna end up with lumps.
They call that getting lumped out.
Well, I don't think that's what they call it.
That's what the kids are saying these days. I'm very hip to this.
You wish you were hip.
I got my ear close to the ground.
So you see, look, we're keeping it smooth by doing this. Now we have more. 2 more applications of this. That's smooth. This is where you're headed. Rest And at this point, I like to do a couple things. A little garlic powder, tiny bit. A little bit of dried sage. By the way, the theme for the day, in my opinion. A little thyme, dried. We mix. And we're gonna let this simmer away. We'll season it when it's thickened, but we'll let this just simmer away for 5 to 7 minutes to thicken. In the meantime, back to our vegetables. So these were just softening. And yes, I said before, it looks like a lot of butter, but look at all of this. We need to flavor, richen up. And when these are soft, after, I don't know, 5 minutes or so, we're gonna do the same thing here by adding a little sage and a little thyme. And this. Then we stop the heat. We're gonna add these vegetables to the sausage and the stuffing mix. So in we come. Fantastico. Everybody out. We give it a little mix. And if you're thinking, Sam, that's very dry. Well, you would be right. We're gonna fix that by adding some chicken broth.
Chicken bone broth?
This is chicken bone broth that we had. It's so dark. Gonna add about a cup and a half, maybe a little more. But look how pretty. You want it mixed really well. Have a little more here.
What was this, for 4 or for 40?
Well, listen, the stuffing comes in one bag. I mean, I could have cut it in half, but if there's one thing I want left over after Thanksgiving, it's stuffing, bud. Okay, great. We give it a little taste. The breadcrumbs are, and this was a cornbread mix. They're already seasoned. I think it needs a little bit more salt. And for me, definitely a little bit more pepper. So a few grinds. Another mix. Now, we're gonna cover this with foil. And this will go in the oven for a half an hour. Then we'll take the foil off and give it another 10 minutes. And we're cooking it on a baking sheet. It's not necessary at all, but this pretty blue bowl of Max's, we don't know if it's oven proof. So if it shatters, I don't want the stuffing going everywhere. I want it to be contained. 30 minutes. Meanwhile, our gravy's looking great. There's one thing wrong with it right now. Who can tell me?
Color?
Color. So I'm gonna correct that. Look, if we're using drippings from the chicken or turkey, that's gonna help a bit. But right now we don't have that. So I'm gonna give it a tiny splash of soy paste. It could be regular soy, just to give it a little bit more color. Like this is starting to look, see that? That's what I like. Our gravy's in good shape. We'll give it one taste. It's very good. All right, this goes off to the side. Then we tackle our chicken and our biscuits. We're making a little herb butter for our chicken friend. So here's our butter, softened. We want some thyme. Always a pain. Should have done this in advance. I always say that and I forget. I don't know why thyme does this. They should learn how to grow thyme better, don't you think?
Yes.
So it's not a pain in the ass?
Bushels of time.
Bushels of thyme, yes. Like a big hand pile of it. Like I should just be able to go like this. It doesn't work. Does that work? Oh, sort of. Okay, you've got some thyme. You've got some fresh sage. Aren't they funny looking leaves? They feel like more like cloth, but I love them. Now everything will just get chopped up. This can go now in with our butter, a little salt and pepper, a little garlic powder, and we mix. All right, you got this mixed. Let's deal with our vegetables that are going in the pan. Our vegetables consist of multicolored carrots, you get in there, no color turnips, and very brightly colored Brussels sprouts. We do this. Sort of gather them together. They get a nice squeeze of olive oil, a good hit of salt and pepper, tiny bit of garlic powder again, and then we mix them. And just make sure everybody's reasonably covered with some of the oil. Now for the chicken. There's our kid. Spatchcocked and everything, just the way we like it. Now we need to put our herb butter on here. And for that, I'm using a glove, not for my benefit, not for Chance's benefit, but for Max's benefit. Because he ain't a fan.
Everybody's benefit.
Everybody's benefit. Let's have a look. We'll start here. Beautiful. It's almost ghastly. Little seasoning, little salt and pepper. And then our butter will come like this. And most will want to be on the front, the top side. That's okay. A quick little job here. Get the wings, the legs, flip them over. Oh shit, I find myself at a quandary. Chancey, come over here quickly.
You need some butter?
No, I need some. No, I need some salt and pepper plopped on our guy.
Just all over it?
Yep. What?
I think this is a pretty good job.
What technique?
This is a high up technique, so it spreads evenly.
Onto my floor even. Here, let's get him up here too. Good. And the wings? in the little crevices here. Gorgeous. Thank you, my friend.
You're welcome. Do you need butter on the hand?
No, I got that. I'm good. Chancy, everybody. And now we continue herbing this guy. This goes everywhere. Delicious flavors. The butter helps keep them moist. Can we say moist? I thought we weren't supposed to. What's the other word that you use for moist? I think moist makes sense. Juicy doesn't. Now, when I've got a little bit left like this, if you can get in here under the skin like this, gently, get some butter up in here, and as they say, up in here, make a little pouch, and then come back. Try and put some up there, and then sort of spread it around. You're just going to be adding flavor to this whole guy. Massage, you'll be better off for it. Now the extra butter that's going to melt off this is just going to end up flavoring the vegetables even more, okay? So now we can come back with our vegetables and scatter these guys around. How are we looking?
Beautiful.
Kind of pretty, isn't it? If you can tuck these guys underneath like that, I think it'll just make for a prettier presentation. Doesn't always work. They don't always want to cooperate. Okay, we've got vegetables. We've got chicken, spatchcocked. We're herbed, buttered up, and we're ready to go. My oven's at 425. This is going in for, I'd say, 45 to 60 minutes. We're gonna temp it. We wanna make sure we pull the chicken when it's 160 degrees in the breast. That way it comes out, it will rise about 5 more degrees over the next, 15, 20 minutes, but it won't overcook. You want it at 165. If you pull it out at 165, it'll go to 170, and that starts to hit the dry part, and we don't want that. So this goes in. Wait, then we've got biscuits, butter tarts, and mashed potatoes. Yum. Potatoes begin with boiling water, and these are Yukon Golds, peeled and cut into approximately the same size pieces, so they cook at the same time. And in they go. I peeled them a while ago. I've had them sitting in water so they don't brown. Drain the water, and now they just go in here. Okay, when they come to a boil, we'll turn it down to a simmer, and about 15 minutes later, when they're soft enough to poke a fork into, we move on to the next step. In the meantime, we make some butter tarts. Before we make the pecan things, remember the stuffing? Gorgeous. It's been half an hour. Now, great. Oh, I want to eat it all. Now we just put it back in uncovered to let it get a little crispy on top for 10 minutes. Okay, here's how we start. A couple tablespoons of butter. And by the way, this might be the official dessert of Canada. Little butter tarts. Brown sugar, 1/4 cup. A couple tablespoons of corn syrup, light or dark. Splash of vanilla extract. A little bourbon, just a little. 1 egg, and we mix. And you want to mix this well, so just smaller spatula and mix this well until it's smooth. I just want it smooth. It's great. Then go a 1/2 cup of pecan halves. We mix this together. Then we get our crust. And that will be a store-bought crust. Remember what I said, you can go into the store, grab everything. Out we come, tiny bit of flour, just so nothing sticks. And we want to roll this out to about 14 inches. Now we want to cut this into 3.5-inch circles. And I'm using this mug, which is about perfect. So right at the edge, here we go. And we're going to take these guys and put them in our silicone mold, which doesn't need to be silicone, but I had to borrow because I couldn't find my muffin tin. Because I don't know how silicone works, I'm going to give it a quick spray in front of Max. There you go. And these guys we'll take, spread out a bit, and set in here. And in we go. Just about 3/4 of the way. My oven's at 350. These guys are going in for about 20 minutes. Our potatoes are now at the point that you can do this easily. So let's drain the water, put them on here, and back we go.
Oh my god. There's just like hundreds of shitty brown towels on this side.
Oh my God, you're not supposed to see this.
Hidden from my
You're not
sight.
supposed to see that. Get back to your side. Max
You will
hates
not
these towels.
Get rid of these towels.
Because they're super thirsty. I love them. This is melting butter. You can see it right there. And whipping cream. That's going to help make these potatoes amazing. But for now, we have to mash them. And I'm using a potato ricer. You don't have to. I just like them. So we fill this guy up. I've said it before. It's just like a big ass garlic press. We come back to our pot and we squeeze. And it's called the ricer because it kind of comes out like little pieces of rice. And we just continue.
We just continue?
And we just continue.
What do we just continue
You
with?
shut up. I think a ricer is a great investment. They're not expensive. You get near perfect potatoes. If they're not perfect, I don't know what is. And now we add the cream. Oh, fuck, look what I did. Fucking piece of shit. I hate it when that happens.
Damn, we're going through this so clean.
God, we're doing so fine. All right, so add some of this. God, I hope that's probably the extra amount that I'm gonna need. And just mix. They're close. Definitely need more. Stupid little pot. God damn it. Look it. That's why. Stay. Oh, now look it. See what I mean? Creamy. Perfect. And by the way, if you're not doing this last minute, like the premise of this whole video, you could make them the day before, you'd be fine. But we have to season them. So let's give them a little love because they're gonna be good, but they will not be the same without salt and pepper. Nice. Look at this smooth. Look at that. Man. Let's have a taste. Stop it. By the way, no chewing required. Just melt in your mouth deliciousness. This would be the point if you wanted to add something to it. And that could be anything like a drizzle of truffle oil, if you're so inclined. A little handful of blue cheese would be delicious. A finely minced chipotle pepper if you wanted to go in that direction, and maybe then a little Monterey Jack cheese to make the whole thing really super crazy delicious. But what you have now are great mashed potatoes. Season them to taste. If you want more salt and pepper, add more salt and pepper. Push these off to the side. We'll warm them back up when we need them. We have biscuits to make. The pecan things are about ready to come out. The chicken's about ready. This is all coming together in a very nice way. All right, so we're not making our own biscuits. We're just gonna make a version with these guys and then frankly make them a little bit better. So everybody knows the best part of these is opening them, right? Like that. Boy, one more use for the 10.5-inch Kritsuki. We take them out, we separate them. We're gonna take them, we're gonna cut them in quarters, roll them into a little ball, throw them on a greased baking sheet. Pretty simple. Max, play some Thanksgiving music and make this happen quickly. The last one, and we're set. It's going into a 375 oven for 11 to, I'd say probably 15 minutes till they're beautiful brown. They get something when they come out, but stay right there because look who's here. Nice. They puff up a little bit, they firm up. You want to take these out when they're cool. So just chillax a bit, you're gonna be fine. But look, they're basically little baby pecan pies. What could be better? And every time you eat a butter tart, a Canadian's heart glows a little warmer. And the smell of them, right? Like, I'm not a dessert guy, but I've never been mad at a butter tart. We're ready for everything. And there, ladies and gentlemen, are our beautiful little butter tarts. Perfect, small, 2 or 3 biters, all you need after a big-ass Thanksgiving dinner. But wait, don't stop there. Because next up are perfect mashed potatoes. Creamy, delicious, simple. Love them. But what would mashed potatoes be without gravy? Nah. Ties it all together. What a classic combination. But you know what else goes great with the gravy and the mashed potatoes? The stuffing. Look it. See, we gave it that little crisp up in the oven with the foil off. Underneath, not colored. On top, just a little bit of crisp and gorgeousness. Next in, these little guys. And look how cute they are. They're almost 1 or 2 biters. Hang on while Jill's mountainous bucket of ice and water finish clinking. Jill. Now, this should be recognized as melted butter. And here's what we're gonna add to it. A little salt. Remember our obsession with sage today? A little bit of that. Tiny bit of garlic powder. And then this happens, and then this happens. We're not trying to drown them. We're just trying to give them just a little bit of flavor love. Oh, the smell. All right, now we do this. Now we try and put them in. Gorgeous. But wait, really don't stop there because we've got one more thing left and it's the star. Our beautiful spatchcocked chicken. Oh, he's lovely, isn't he? Don't forget all these gorgeously cooked vegetables all the way around. Love, love, love. I'm in love, I'm in love, I'm in love. And watch this. This leg quarter is just itching to come up. Look at, that was all it took. You know when it separates that easily, it's ready to go. You know what I say? Let's make a plate. You approach your beautiful Thanksgiving buffet that went together in no time, and we start with some stuffing. Because who doesn't love stuffing? Next up, perfect mashed potatoes. Oh God, come on guys, I love you. Now we roll over here, let's do this. Let's get this leg thigh quarter.
Because you hate white meat.
Oh, I hate white meat. No, it's okay, but now some vegetables. Oh, I need a little bit of every color in there. By the way, don't ignore turnips. They're really delicious. I'm just gonna take one of these because I'm watching my figure. Do I have room for a butter tart? I think I gotta go there with it. And last but not least, some gravy. Mashed potatoes for sure. And my stuffing. I do not put it on my chicken or my turkey. I might dip into it, but this is what I do. And then it's time. Well, I would begin like this, stuffing, because honestly, I think it's my favorite thing on the plate.
Drop like half of it.
Where'd it go?
Did any make it in your mouth even?
Oh shit, it's right there. Wait, let me revisit that bite. Hold on. The sausage really is a must. The mashed potatoes, oh, they're so smooth and creamy. God. Shit. How about a little Brussels sprout and some carrot? Like, really perfectly cooked. We'll have chicken with a little mashed potato gravy. What turkey? Who cares about turkey? Holy shit. This is delicious. This guy, this little guy that maybe needs a little dunk in that gravy for a proper bite. Is there a little sage on that? Could there be some garlic butter in that? It's delicious. The only thing we're missing here is a cocktail. And I've got the perfect one to wrap this up with. We're making a cranberry margarita. We're staying on theme. First in, tequila. 1001, 1002, 1003. Then he gets a splash of sweet and sour, which, as I always say, is not that sweet, despite the fact that's what it's called. Next, some cranberry juice, a little splash. The lid goes on. The lid goes on. The lid goes on. Thank you. And we shake. But before we pour it, we add some fresh cranberries, just for impact and fun. Look at this gorgeousness. Holy damn. Up we go. I get hints of tequila. Stand by. Damn it. Wait, my little tart. My little tart. Hey, you little tart. Fuck me. Oh, Canada. Oh my God. And check this out. There's some real shit here. It's 20 after 4 San Diego time. Doesn't matter. Not that that matters. It's 20 after 4. We started shooting at 2 p.m. That means we did all this in less than 2.5 hours. And talking to the camera, and getting shots, and moving things around. What that means to you is if we can do this in under 2.5 hours, shooting a channel show, you can do it yourself. I didn't have any help. These guys didn't help. Imagine 2 of you in the kitchen together, 3 of you. Oh, sorry, Chance did the salt. Sorry. Whether this is for you, for 2, for 4, or for 6, we got your back. We got your back so big. We really do. In fact, we've had your back since the beginning of September when we've been giving away a Sam the Cooking Guy 7-inch Nakiri knife to people that are subscribers. And go to shopstcg.com and register for email and SMS.
2 people today.
Oh, 2. Did we miss one?
Well, yes, we had a couple days off, so I figured we'll do 2 today.
Okay.
And get this. 2 people, both names start with B-R-E-N.
Can I guess? Brendan and Brenda?
Brenda
and...
Rudinsky.
And what? Who?
Brenda Rudinsky.
Brenda Rudinsky and...
B-R-E-N. There's a lot of
Brent.
B-R-E-Ns out there.
Brent
Franker.
Brenda Rudinsky?
Brenda Rudinsky.
And Brent Faber. Franker.
Brent and Brenda.
Wait, Franker? Brent Franker.
And Brenda Rudinsky. They sound like fake names
They're
that you would have come up with like your Camp Antifa friends in the 70s. Brenda Rudinsky loves Sami Zayn.
Listen, no, it was Pam Davinsky. Listen, we love you guys. We want you to have a great Thanksgiving. And whether you go to somebody's house, whether you make it yourself, take your time, do as much as you can in advance. But if you've only got 2.5 hours, look, you're almost going to spend more time at the store grabbing this shit than you are cooking it. What are the other channels doing for you this holiday season? Nothing. And by the way, if you are wanting to do a proper turkey, we just posted a video the other day. We showed you how to roast one in the oven, how to smoke one in the smoker, how to fry one in the outside deep fryer, air fryer deal thing. And go to the site, cookingguy.com. On my homepage is a link to a whole shit ton of Thanksgiving stuff. This, wow, including this. Damn.